Hello student, let's start with our last topic of your chapter number 2, and that is differentiate between the principle given by Henry Fayol and F.W. Taylor. So let's see that how the principle of Henry Fayol and Taylor was different from each other when both of them are belonging to a classical school theories, right? हमने यही पढ़ा था कि Fayol theory और Taylor theory दोनों ही classical school की theories हैं. Only the thing is that the focus of both the Fayol and Taylor are different from each other, where Fayol has given more focus for improving the administration level. Taylor has given more focus for increasing or reshaping the factory level by increasing productivity, right? So let's see the difference between the principle which was given by Henry Fayol and F.W. Taylor. So in serial number 1, it's written perspective. It means what are their perspective. Now in Henry Fayol, he has given more important to the top level of management, right? He has said that it's basically administrative theory where he need to handle or the things should be tackled properly into the top level management for the purpose of success of any organization. Now when we say about F.W. Taylor, he has given more important for the shop floor level of a factory, right? It means the lower level of management he is talking about, the people those who are directly linking with the production work. So he has given important to the shop floor level, or we can say operational level also, right? Now the next difference was on the basis of unity of command, right? यूनिटी ऑफ कमांड क्या बोलती है कि एक सबॉर्डिनेट को कितनों से इंस्ट्रक्शन या गाइडेंस या फिर ऑर्डर मिलने चाहिए. सो व्हेन वी से अबाउट हेनरी फ्योल, ही से स्टॉन्च प्रोपोनेंट. इट मीन्स ही वाज नॉट द वन अकॉर्डिंग टू द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ F.W. टेलर. F.W. का टेलर का प्रिंसिपल क्या बोलता था यूनिटी ऑफ कमांड में, दैट डिड नॉट फील दैट इट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट एज अंडर फंक्शनल वर्क फॉर्मेनशिप अ वर्कर रिसीव ऑर्डर फ्रॉम 8 स्पेशलिस्ट. हमने टेलर में क्या पढ़ा था, फंक्शनल फॉर्मेनशिप पढ़ा था, जहाँ पे कि एक वर्कर कितने से कमांड को रिसीव कर रहा था, फ्रॉम 8 स्पेशलिस्ट से रिसीव कर रहा था, राइट? इट मीन्स इट इज़ नॉट necessary that for one subordinate only one superior will be giving command. This is the principle of F.W. Taylor. This is what F.W. Taylor think about the command, right? Now when we say about Henry Fayol, he was staunch proponent. This basically say that according to Fayol, one one subordinate should get command from only one superior, because if they are going to command from more than one superior, then again the issues of conflict will arise, right? So the next basis of difference is applicability, means where these principles are used. Now in case of Henry Fayol, the principle which was given by Henry Fayol was applicable universally. It means they are utilized or used in each and every organization, whether these are profit organization, non-profit organization, whether they are related with production work, whether they are related with manufacturing work, whether they are in public sector, whether they are in private sector. So it is utilized into each and every manner. That is the reason Henry Fayol principle are called as universal applicability, right? When we talk about F.W. principle applicability, so they are applied for specialized situations. वो एक कुछ ही specialized situation में use होते थे. So they are not universal applicable. Now on the basis of formations, formation means किस तरह से Henry Fayol के principles बने और कैसे Taylor के principle बने. Now when we say about the formation basis, the Henry Fayol principle was made by personal experience. Personal experience of whom? Personal experience of business manager. और manager को ये experience कहाँ से आता है? अपने वर्क से आता है जो वो अलग अलग ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में करता है. तो उसके एक्सपीरियंस के थ्रू ये क्या बने, प्रिंसिपल्स बने, राइट? सो बेसिस ऑफ फॉर्मेशन क्या हो गया हेनरी फ्योल के प्रिंसिपल के, पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस. नाउ व्हेन वी से अबाउट F.W. टेलर, basis of formation, it is observation and experimentation. Why? Because F.W. is called as scientific manager, right? He was basically called as the father of scientific management. तो उसके जितने भी प्रिंसिपल्स थे वो किस बेसिस पे बने थे, ऑब्जर्वेशन प्लस एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन. पहले ऑब्जर्वेशन होती थी, फिर ऑब्जर्वेशन के बाद में एक्सपेरिमेंटेशंस के बाद में वो प्रिंसिपल्स को यूटिलाइज किया जाता था. So formation, simple, Henry Fayol only personal experience, and Taylor, because he was called as a scientific management father, so his principle was made after the observation and experimentation. Now the fifth point of differentiate say focus, which way they have given more focus, improving overall administration. Now this was the main focus of Henry Fayol because he has given a theory of administrative theory, right? So he has given more focus for improving the overall administration of organization, means top level of management. Now when we say about F.W. Taylor, he has given more focus for increasing productivity. Increasing productivity, why? Because he was given more focus for the shop floor level of factories, right? Reshaping the factory structures, और उसके थ्रू क्या होगा, प्रोडक्टिविटी को इंक्रीज की जाएगी. नेक्स्ट वॉज पर्सनैलिटी. इट मीन्स हेनरी फ्योल और F.W. टेलर कौन थे. नाउ व्हेन वी से अबाउट हेनरी फ्योल, ही वाज अ प्रैक्टिशनर, वो एक प्रैक्टिशनर था. नाउ व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट F.W. टेलर, ही वाज अ साइंटिस्ट. नाउ एक्सप्रेशन. नाउ हेनरी फ्योल की थ्योरी क्या कहलाती है आपकी, जनरल थ्योरी ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेशंस, and F.W. Taylor was called as a scientific management theory. So Henry Fayol theory, all the principle of Henry Fayol are under the general theory of administrations, and all the principle of F.W. Taylor given was under the scientific management theory. So student, with this today we have finished with our chapter number 2, and in our Zoom classes we will be discussing or revising the chapter number 2 again. Now let's take a summary of this chapter, what we have done here. Now in the summary, this beginning of the chapter we have understand what is principle of management, where I have explained you that two words are important here, principle and management. Principles is what? Principles are basically general guidelines, and management क्या है? Management is basically a process by which we are able to achieve our objective effectively or efficiently. Right? So principle of, when we combine principle plus management, principle of management, what they are? They are general guidelines by which we can we use them for inside any place in one particular situations, and by which it help a manager to take a certain decision inside the organization. Right? Now when we say about the nature of principle of management, right? So the nature of principle of management is basically that these principles are made after a practice or long practice. These are basically having a nature of guidelines. These are universal applicable. They are flexible because according to the natures, according to the situation, we need to change them. They are behavior in natures because influencing the human behavior. They are contingent, means depending on each other, and cause and effect relationship is always there. This is what we have already done here. Now next important thing here is about the different principle of management which was given by these two peoples. Now when we say about principle of management, we have done classical school theories here, and in classical school theories we have gone through with the two theories here that was given by F.W. Taylor and Henry Fayol. Let me brought you in that page. So we have covered here the classical school theories, and classical school theories में हमने दो theories cover करी थी, the Taylor scientific management theories and Henry Fayol. The Taylor scientific management theory is basically referring a stream which is related with the experimentations, right? Now F.W. Taylor was the one who has discovered this theory, Frederick Winslow Taylor, and he was born on 20 March 1856 and died on 1915. He was American mechanical engineer. This all we have already covered, and he was the one who has given more important and more focus to the grassroots level of factory. Grassroots level of factory का मतलब हो गया आपके operational level पे, यानी जहाँ पे कि actual में production का काम होता है. So he has given more focus for increasing the productivity. He was also called as father of scientific management. Right? Now we have done the different theory given by F.W. Taylor, and that was science not rule of thumb. According to this theory, we have discussed that Taylor has said that every manager cannot deal a same situation into a different manner. They cannot have science as a rule of thumb, right? So there is always one best method for doing or for solving a particular situations, and that method is developed after going through with lot of experimentations and observations. That method need to be followed for handling the same kind of situations if occurred inside the organization. Next principle given by Taylor was harmony, not discord. This basically say that factory system of production should have a proper cooperation between each other, and cooperation between whom? There are three people, that is owner, worker and manager. Here manager play a very important role because he is the one who is playing a link role between owner and worker, right? यानी सबसे टॉप में आपका ओनर हो गया, मिडिल वी हैव मैनेजर एंड देन वी हैव वर्कर. मैनेजर क्या कर रहा है? ओनर और वर्कर को लिंक करने का काम कर रहा है. सो दे शुड बी वेरी वेल, दे शुड बी there should not be any kind of conflict between each other. They should be understanding the importance of each other, and time to time they should be providing suggestion to each other. The third principle say cooperation, not individualism. This principle say that we should be having harmony inside the organizations, but this how it is possible? This is only possible if there is proper cooperation between the labor and the management. Now instead of thinking about their own interest, when every organization employee will be thinking about the cooperation manner, they will be thinking about the common objective achieving, and they will keep their own interest at later stage. Next is development of each and every person to his or her greatest efficiency. Now this basically say that according to the scientific management theory, workers should get training, and it is very essential for them so that the best method they can use and the efficiency can be increased. Now this was all about the principle which was given by Taylor. Taylor has given certain technique also, and these are functional foremanship, which we have already discussed, where what is happening, all the work of factory which is done by factory manager, he is dividing in two part. You can see from the diagram, that is planning in charge and production in charge. He has given the work according to the specializations, means quality basis pay, right? What he has done here is all the work which is related with planning is given to the planning in charge, and all the work which is related with the production of a good are given to the production in charge. Then again planning in charge has been given 4 subordinate, and that is instruction card clerk, route clerk, time clerk, disciplinary clerk. And production in charge has speed boss, gang boss, repair boss and inspector. And these all 8 people are then again giving instructions to workmen. Workman is a person who is actually working there in a production manner, right? So here what is basically happening in this diagram, a single person is getting instruction from 8 people, right? So this is the first technique of Taylor. Now next say standardization and simplification of work. Standardization and simplification of work basically say, he said 2 things we need to make balance here inside the organization. First is standard, means the benchmark of a product. We have to predetermine that what kind, what shape and what quality of product we need to produce, and that is going to be called as a benchmark or a standardization of product. And then we also need to decide that try to remove or try to avoid the diversity of a product, right? It means एक ही प्रोडक्ट को अलग अलग शेप में, अलग अलग क्वालिटीज़ में बनाने से डाइवर्सिटी आ जाती है, जिसकी वजह से क्या हो रहा है, द मशीन्स, टूल एंड टेक्नोलॉजी आर यूटिलाइज इनटू डाइवर्स मैनर वेयर वी नीड टू एक्सपेंड मोर. हमारे एक्सपेंडिचर्स इंक्रीज होंगे वहाँ पे. सो व्हाट ही हैज़ गिवन दैट व्हाट वी कैन डू, दैट वी नीड टू फॉलो स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन एंड सिंप्लीफिकेशंस for the purpose of increasing efficiency, where we will be predetermining the benchmark, that what kind of or what quality or what shape of product we will be producing. हम पहले से उसे determine कर लेंगे और वो benchmark use करेंगे. Every product or every employee will be producing the product according to that benchmark or predetermined standard only. Or simplification means we will be trying, the organization will try to remove unnecessary kind of varieties or diversity. Now next say method study. Method study basically say is, according to this technique of Taylor, he said there is only one best method of doing the job, right? And this is the only one best method which we determine after going through with lots of study, analysis and experimentation and observations, right? This need to be followed into every organizations whenever a similar kind of work is happening. Next say motion study. In motion study we have discussed about that it is a duty of a manager to study about a different kind of movement which occur inside the organization while a production work goes by employee, right? These movement can be what? Lifting a object, पुटिंग द ऑब्जेक्ट, यानी एक लेवर एक जगह से कोई ऑब्जेक्ट को उठा रहा है, उसे एक जगह से उठा के कहीं दूसरी जगह पे रख रहा है, ही इज सेटिंग, ही इज चेंजिंग हिज पोजिशंस फ्रॉम वन टू अनदर प्लेसेस, तो हाउ मच टाइम ही इज वेस्टिंग, राइट? सो दीज ऑल मूवमेंट नीड टू बी स्टडी एंड दिस इज ओनली पॉसिबल बाय द हेल्प ऑफ मोशन स्टडी. एंड वाई वी आर डूइंग दिस स्टडी? वी आर डूइंग दिस काइंड ऑफ मोशन स्टडी फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ eliminating unnecessary movement by which the job is completed late. Next is time study. In time study we have done that what is the standard time taken to perform a well defined job. आप पहले से एक मैनेजर ऑब्जर्व करके रखेगा कि एक वेल डिफाइंड जॉब को कंप्लीट करने में कितना स्टैंडर्ड टाइम यूज होना चाहिए, एंड देन ही विल इंश्योर दैट द एम्प्लॉयज आर कंप्लीटिंग देयर वर्क अकॉर्डिंग टू द स्टैंडर्ड टाइम. Next, say fatigue study. Fatigue study basically means that if we are giving work to any employee in a continuous manner, after a particular period of time he will be tired physically and mentally also. So how much time of rest interval need to be given to the employee while he is working? That study is going to be called as fatigue study. Next is different speech phase system. This basically say Taylor has given more focus on this, and he say that there should be a differentiate between the efficient and inefficient worker. The wages which we are paying to the efficient worker should be different, and the wages which we are paying to inefficient worker should be less in comparison to efficient worker. So in this manner we can able to encourage the employee, those who are working efficiently. Hey, these are the different principle which was given by Taylor. Now let's start with Fowle principle of management. Fowle has given a administrative theory principle, where Taylor has given scientific principle theories. Now when we talk about Henry Fowle, he was born on 1841 and he was died on 1925, and he was a French management theorist, right, who has given more focus for the administrative level of theories. Now he has given his 14 principle, and which are very important, right? He was also called as the father of general management, and Taylor was called as the father of scientific management. The first principle given by Henry Fowle was D, that was division of work. According to him, he said that the work should be divided into small tasks, and these small tasks should be provided to the specialists, those who are क्वाइट कॉम्पिटेंट इन डूइंग दैट वर्क. यानी पहले काम को छोटे छोटे पार्ट में डिवाइड करना और उसके बाद में उस पार्ट को उन लोगों को देना जो उस वर्क में क्या है, स्पेशलाइज्ड है. This is the first principle. Children, I am not going very deeply in that because we have already covered. I am here only giving you the summary. Next is authority and responsibility. This principle of Taylor say that if you talk about any organization, there should be proper and balanced flow of authority and responsibility. Authority means a power and responsibility means work, right? So if the two type of things are there, these both should go officially, and with authority responsibility should also go, and if there is somebody who has been given responsibility, we should also give him authority. Now next say discipline. He say that there are certain rules and regulation inside the organization which need to be followed from each and every employee who is working over there, and these rules, regulation and term conditions are written into the employment agreement which need to be followed by each and everyone. The next principle say unity of command. According to Fowle, there should be only one boss for every individual employee, and every subordinate should get instruction from only one superior to remove any unnecessary kind of conflicts and misunderstanding. Next say unity of directions. According to him, this principle say that all the unit of an organization, means एक organization के अंदर जितने भी departments होते हैं, they all should move towards the same objective, and that objective should be the common objective of a business. It means business को profit achieve कराना. Next say subordination of individual to general interest. Now this basically say that interest of an organization should always take priority over the interest of any one individual. यानी एम्प्लॉय जो काम कर रहा है उसका जो मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव होता है वो हमेशा क्या होना चाहिए, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के ऑब्जेक्टिव को अचीव करना, ना कि अपने इंडिविजुअल इंटरेस्ट को अचीव करना. नेक्स्ट से दैट इज रेम्यूनरेशन ऑफ एम्प्लॉय. This basically say that overall pay and compensation should be fair to both employee and organizations. Both employee और organizations को compensation और remuneration कब fair होगा? When the employer is giving or employee is demanding that salary or that wages which a employer is able to pay, and employee, according to the employee efficiency, according to the employee work, the employer is giving him the salary. So both should be satisfied during the time of giving salary and taking the salary. Centralization and decentralization principle basically say that when we say about centralization, it basically means concentrations of decision making authority विद इन वन पर्सन, यानी जहाँ पे कि मैनेजर क्या करता है, पूरी की पूरी पावर अपने पास में रखता है डिसीजन लेने की. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज सेंट्रलाइजेशन. जहाँ पे मैनेजर इन एनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वेयर मैनेजर इज गिविंग दिस पावर ऑफ डिसीजन मेकिंग टू हिज सबऑर्डिनेट ऑल्सो, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी कॉल्ड एज decentralization. So according to him there should be a balance between centralization and decentralization inside the organization. There should be certain decision which need to be only centralized. कुछ decision, कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी, powers ऐसी होनी चाहिए जो सिर्फ centralized होनी चाहिए, मैनेजर के पास ही होनी चाहिए, which he should not disperse to its subordinate, and there should be certain work, certain decision which he can able to decentralize also. Scalar chain system. Scalar chain system basically say that there should be a formal line of authority from highest to lowest rank, right? It means whenever there is a proper communications occurring inside the organization, it should move into a formal line, right? And this formal line should be from highest to lowest. Now this is called as scalar chain system. Now inside this scalar chain system there are certain time in the organization where the quick communication is required, and that is the time when we need to shift from scalar chain to gangplank. Now next say order. Order basically say this principle of fuel say that people and raw material whatever is required for the purpose of productions, right, it need to be in one particular place wherever it is required, right? So this principle say that place for everything and for everyone, and everyone should be in that particular place. यानी काम करते वक्त हर एक चीज़ की एक प्लेस होनी चाहिए और हर एक चीज़ अपनी ही प्लेस पे अवेलेबल होनी चाहिए. So this will increase the productivity and efficiency. Next say equity. According to this principle, Fayol say that we should give more emphasis to the kindness and justice in behavior of managers toward its worker. Next principle says stability of personnel. This principle of Fayol say that employee turnover should be minimized. If we need to maintain efficiency of organization, we should not frequently removing the employee from the job, because if we are doing so, we will be staffing or appointing the new employee, and whom we need to provide training, who will take time to settle down inside the organization, which is going to affect the efficiency of organization. Next principle of say initiative. This principle basically say that workers should be encouraged to develop and carry out their plan for improvement according to Fayol. It means here they have given permissions, they have given a space to the worker also to develop their own plan, to give their suggestions to the managers, and they should be self motivated, right? So whatever plan they are thinking, whatever their thoughts are there, even they can able to execute these plans during the time of productions. Next principle says spread D crops. Spread D crops principle basically say we should promote a team spirit of unity and harmony among the employee, right? It means all the employee, those who are working inside the organizations, they should be working into a team manner. There should be a proper unity between all these employees. There should be a proper harmony between all these employees, and this is only possible if a manager will replace I with we in the conversation with the worker as a encouragement of team spirit. Now this was all about the different 14 principle which was given by Taylor. Today video we have already discussed about the difference between Henry Fayol and F.W. Taylor. Perspective versus difference we have done that Henry Fayol के principle जो use होते हैं these are used in top label में, and Taylor principle are used into shop floor label, right? In the second way of difference, that is unity of command, Taylor has given that there should not be a fixed manner. It means a worker can get instruction from many peoples, or in functional foremanship we have done it also, right? But in case of Henry Fayol, the unity of command basically say that one subordinate getting command from only one boss. Applicability: the principle of Henry Fayol are applicable universally, but the principle of Taylor are applicable into a certain situations only. Now basis of formation basically say that हेनरी फ्योल के प्रिंसिपल्स कैसे बने हैं, पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस के बेस पे बने हैं. टेलर के प्रिंसिपल्स कैसे डेवलप हुए हैं, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ऑब्जर्वेशन एंड एक्सपेरिमेंटेशंस. फोकस ऑफ हेनरी फ्योल प्रिंसिपल इज improving overall administrative or administration level, where Taylor has given more focus for increasing the productivity. Personality: Henry Fayol was a practitioner and Taylor was a scientist. Expression: the Henry Fayol has given us the general theory of administration, which he called as a father also, and F.W. Taylor was giving scientific management, and he also called as the father of scientific management. So student, with this we have revised also your chapter number 2, and in the next video we will be starting our chapter number 3.